Welcome back, everybody. I'm Scary Terry, and this is my buddy
Rock horror.
and we are Campfire Spookhouse. And just a reminder to everybody, or to those who are just tuning in right now, essentially what Campfire Spookhouse is and what we are doing is Rock and I have a love and fondness for films, but horror is the one genre that we never really got into growing up, nor did we display too much interest in.
True.
We're really trying to understand the genre now. We're really trying to get into it, and we need your guys' help and anyone who's watching to suggest the best kinds of horror films that might change our perspective on the genre and help to steer us along into it. So whatever suggestions you guys have, we are here to make movie reviews, to watch and review, and give our feedback on it. And so far, this is episode 10, and I gotta say, I mean, what we're doing so far in the videos that we've done, having a blast doing it, looking super forward to doing more movies. And so that brings us to today. This is episode 10. We are reviewing Ridley Scott's Alien, and it was written by Ronald Shusett, who came up with the story, and the screenplay was written by Dan O'Bannon. The film stars Tom Skerritt as Dallas, Sigourney Weaver as Ripley, who would later on go on to be the main star of the franchise, Veronica Cartwright as Lambert, Harry Dean Stanton as Brett, John Hurt as Kane, Ian Holm as Ash, and Yaphet Kotto as Parker. And the description of the film is: after investigating a mysterious transmission of unknown origin, the crew of a commercial spacecraft encounter a deadly life form. The budget that this film was shot on was $11 million, and the box office return that it made was $187 million, which not really hard to figure out considering the film is a classic and it's great. Actually, in 1979 was released, it actually received mixed reviews, and it wasn't the kind of film that it is now. It didn't spark the legacy at first that it has now that we know it for.
I suppose I could see that, just because it's perhaps people didn't know what they were going for. Maybe especially at the time, perhaps people thought it should be one thing or another thing.
And maybe they had high expectations for it, or expected different.
Or maybe they wanted to see an alien movie, and they saw an alien horror movie.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is not what I expected.
Or the look of the alien itself, too, might have maybe thrown them off as well. I mean, not your typical kind of I come in peace alien, I feel like.
Yeah.
And so discussing the theme of the film and any, cultural messages or social messages, for me, watching this movie, I've always sort of taken in that I think a lot of it has to do with a fear of the unknown. And especially, them kind of being out in space and discovering new colonies or planets and so forth. Anyone who's up there, really, you have no idea what's up there. You don't know if you're alone. You don't know exactly what you're going to encounter or come across.
Yeah.
And, I mean, being face-to-face with a menace as terrifying as this, I think a lot of it has to do with you don't really know what's out there.
I think that you're right, and that's
plus the alienation and the isolation too. I mean, you have your crew, but you're so far away from family, friends.
I think you're right, and I agree with that. I think when you're talking about I guess social or
cultural messages,
cultural messages. I think when I watched Alien, I pay more attention to the dynamic of the kind of the sleeper agent, the company man who's actually an android.
Yeah.
Who is actually who's making sure that they make contact regardless of it being potentially the death of the crew.
Yeah.
Because they want to make contact to get the information, because ultimately the company they work for wants to get they want to get some kind of information, possibly what the companies typically do, whether it's maybe they'll get some new technology from this alien, maybe they'll find a weapon that they could use against. Basically, it's this very kind of capitalist let's see what we can get, and they don't care if the entire crew gets wiped out,
Right.
as long as they get, as long as they secure whatever that unknown
Whatever they
is.
wanted, yeah, they get that back, or they know, yeah.
Yeah, so it's in the same way, whether it's information, back in the day, the gold rush, whatever.
Right.
You send people died because of people die in mining, people die in whatever, and people die in space because
Yep.
because they're making contact with these unknown alien species. So for
Yep.
me, when I think about that and those specific things, I think about what you mentioned as well, but I also think about that dynamic between it's like the big corporation, the big institution, and them trying to kind of get a grip of what's out there,
Yeah.
regardless of whoever.
I also feel like once they kind of, later on see what's happening and they're losing their own people due to this creature, this alien. So, well, I feel like at that point, some of them were kind of on the fence where they're like, okay, either fuck the money, who cares about the money?
Yeah.
We just need to take off and survive, or like we need a lot more money than what they're offering.
So what I'm saying is there's like levels to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm talking about is like the ultimate, like the company, the corporation, whoever's in charge.
Yeah.
The man, the structure.
Yeah.
They are trying to get this unknown thing. So much so that they will actually send these people off into this place, into this unknown. They know that they're doing it for money.
Mm-hmm.
They're not delusional about that. They make so much money that it doesn't matter how much money they pay them, because they know that ultimately whatever they can get, or the possibility of what they can get, will make them way more money.
Return a bigger profit.
So they don't actually care about the people that are working for them. They care about what those people can get them access to.
Right.
And that's what I'm talking about, because sure, the people are like, yeah, no, I'm not messing with this. I need to get paid more money. Great, but that's still a working man or working woman, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas the powers that be, they will gladly pay whatever so that they can secure that species, that technology, that whatever that they might get from that unknown source, so that they could get an edge over the other corporation, or to maintain a monopoly or whatever else. So when I see that, that's what I see.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I never really thought about the higher company or the bigger corporation involved.
Well,
I mean, it's mentioned, but I didn't really think too much of it. I always take it as you guys just need to get the hell out of here.
That is
before you get killed.
That is absolutely it. I think what does it for me is the reveal of the android.
Yeah.
That's when you realize how. That's when they realized that they were duped the whole time. That's when they realized that they're expendable.
Yeah. What did you think about the sound, the music in the film? Any visual effects?
This was like a lot of movies, especially like kind of Origins is the first Alien movie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a lot of the alien.
No.
And then when you do, you see it for kind of brief moments. It was like when the alien first came through the guy's chest.
Yeah.
The kind of I think it holds up for the day. It's also kind of funny looking, regardless of how funny looking it was. If you were stuck in outer space, regardless of what time, it could be in 2024, and it looked the same, but that just happened, that would still freak you out.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
It doesn't matter what it looked like, it would still freak you out. But it definitely was. It definitely was. It was like, what is that sort of feeling?
Yeah.
But then also, scary.
Yeah.
And then like how big it got as well.
Yep.
So, but I
fast. How big it got, how fast it got.
Yeah.
Big too.
Yeah. So I really liked I like the special effects. I like the I like the music, but more so the sound design.
Yeah, the audio, the Foley, and so forth. Yeah, is better.
The sound design was pretty great, and same thing. The camera work. Honestly, camera work, set design, it was all really good.
It was.
And I think one of the things we mentioned was how, like, every space movie with a decent budget always ends up looking like 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention too. I kind of feel like maybe Ridley had taken some inspiration, some form of it from Kubrick himself, because on the inside, on the interior, it did look very similar to 2001.
Yeah, that's I suppose that movie kind of dictates what spaceships are supposed to look like.
Yeah,
and that's perfectly fine if Kubrick can decide those things.
Yep.
He often does a fantastic job when it comes to those things. But yeah, I think in general it was a great movie, great looking movie, great sounding movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the alien looked, yes, like an alien.
How often would you say that you've watched Alien? I mean, have you seen this movie a lot of times?
No. I would say, especially the first Alien. I saw the first Alien when I was very young.
Yeah.
And then I saw it again, also pretty young. For whatever reason, I didn't go back to the first one and the third. Even though I always liked the first one the most.
Yeah, the first one's my favorite.
I never went back to it as much as the second. I think because the second one was more of a like action adventure type movie.
And James Cameron involved.
Yes. So it's easier to watch that one multiple times, or like, you know,
it's
a few times.
It is more entertaining too.
Yeah, once every 5 years or something.
Yeah.
So I definitely have seen Alien 2 or Aliens more than I've seen Alien. But every time I watch it, I'm pleasantly surprised at the original, because it really does hold up. This is one of the things that I appreciate about some of these movies that I saw as a child, and how they do hold up, and I see the kind of quality as like as now a person that makes films, watching them back.
Right.
And I can even see how they impacted me in some way or another.
Right.
Yeah, I think the android reveal was always something that was probably the thing that impacted me the most. That I could even remember since I was a child.
I think for me, the one scene that really stands out the most to me, like what I find frightening, is at the very end when she sort of escaped into the pod.
Yeah.
And then she sees that the alien is actually on board with her. And you remember when it was like tucked into that small enclosed space, and then like slowly it starts to just kind of like drop? Yeah. The first time I watched the movie scared the hell out of me. And it was actually, for me, it's like that was like, yes, that's exactly what I've been waiting for this whole movie, watching it. I want to see something extremely terrifying from this creature. And that to me was it. I also I thought so many times watching the first time the cat was going to die. I love that cat. I think the cat was actually my favorite character. Did not want that thing to go.
Cat came back the very next day.
Yeah.
Thought it was gone.
But yeah, I think I do love the camera shots. I do love the music is great. The audio is great. The pacing to me is also what really stands out. I do love that it is kind of like a slow burner the first time watching. But I do love how very little you actually see of the alien. You don't really know what's out there. You feel almost as isolated as them for a little bit.
I think that was probably what the direction was. Yeah. For the audience to also feel isolated. Yeah. Because it is sparse at times in the beginning, because it isn't the action adventure. It isn't a race against the clock or anything like that. They don't know what they're dealing with. Exactly. So it's gonna go investigate some mysterious beacon that was left for them, and then and then all of a sudden one of their own is like, you know, lying down on their back with some slug with teeth coming out of his chest, scurrying away.
Yep. What about performances in the film? Any that really stood out to you most? I mean, Sigourney Weaver obviously is fantastic in it.
Sigourney Weaver, the guy who plays the android.
Yeah, Ian Holm. I said Ian Hurt earlier.
Yeah.
John Hurt and Ian Holm.
What was that other lady's name? Forget.
Veronica Cartwright.
Yeah, it was freaking
Her
out
name.
a lot.
Her name was Lambert.
Yes, freaking out a lot in the movie. The black guy, what was his name?
Yaphet Kotto was an amazing actor,
Yes.
and I love seeing him. He's also great.
Yes, and so those were like everyone stood out, but those are the ones that really stood out.
They appealed to you more.
For me, because it kind of played certain kind of caricatures, certain personality types that kind of work off of one another.
Yeah.
And everybody else, I could just see that they weren't gonna survive. You know, I knew that no one was gonna survive. I kind of knew that whoever survived, even the first time I saw it, I knew whoever was gonna survive was gonna be a person who was kind of more, I guess, kind of like subdued.
Yeah.
So anybody who was freaking out in the beginning, I was like, that's that person.
Tom Skerritt also, like the captain of the ship. I really liked him.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling that he was going to die, but I thought it wouldn't be until like the very end. He actually died relatively early, like quicker than I thought it would. And that was like, it was a way to throw me off, that's for sure, because it was misleading. Like I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be there like right to the end fighting with them, and he didn't. But I liked that about the film. Like I kind of liked that they threw me for a whirl there.
Ultimately, what I liked about the film was how quickly and efficiently the alien kind of took out the team.
Yeah.
So it went from feeling secluded on a team to just being secluded because you were just the last one or one of the last ones.
No, I think the performances were great. Everyone did a fantastic job, especially John Hurt, the actor who actually had it explode out of his chest. When he was like panicking and like, you know, freaking out, having like that seizure almost, like shaking on the table, did a great job with that.
Yeah, he sold it in a way, like I said. But looking back, you could look back like in a retrospective, but imagine seeing that for the first time. Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like a lot of these movies too. Like I wish that I was actually there in theater. Like even Child's Play, to see that in theaters. Yeah. The last episode, that would have been fantastic. It would have been great.
Yeah.
But overall, though, I do think that it is a classic. It's a legendary film. It is definitely up there for one of my all-time favorites. And of the Alien franchise, the first one, Ridley Scott's, is definitely my favorite. I do think that I can't give it a lower rating out of 5 jump scares than honestly a 5. I do give it a perfect 5. I think that it is a great film. It's phenomenal. Again, everything that I've mentioned about it, I love. Especially the pacing is honestly what stands out most for me. I love the way the story was told and how it was told visually. I definitely give it 5 out of 5 jump scares.
So for me, it's interesting because it's true. I can't really fault Alien in any way, but Alien was just, as much as I love Alien as a movie, it was never been my favorite movie. And I had to really think as to like why. And I think there's better classic movies that did this sort of thing better, right? And perhaps it wasn't a horror movie that had a similar concept of a small group of people in a secluded place while being taken out one by one, like that concept.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a gazillion movies, perhaps I've seen that concept done better than Alien.
Like exercise better?
Yeah, and for that reason, it's just hard for me to be like, this is perfect. if we're talking genre specific, if we're just saying this as this type of movie in a horror genre, the other thing is I don't know enough horror movies to know if there's such a movie
You're right,
that
yeah.
exists that is perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm just having a hard time giving Alien a 5 out of 5.
What are you feeling?
I am feeling very close to a 5 out of 5 though, because I do believe all those other things. There's just something in me that's like,
You can't give it
it's
that
not
perfect score.
perfect though.
Okay,
So,
all right.
so I'm gonna go with makeup on you. We're gonna go with a 4.95.
Never been done before, everybody. 4.95 jump scares.
Yes,
God damn. Okay, wow. Well, there it is. First time for that.
it's as close as an alien's needle.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 4.95 jump scares from Rock, and that's 5 jump scares from me.
Yeah.
Again, if anybody is sort of wondering too, maybe you're kind of looking at these episodes and you're asking yourself, is this actually full-on horror though? Would you consider? So the interesting aspect about Campfire Spookhouse and what we're doing is we're actually blending as well a lot of genres, sort of fusing them together. So this film would be sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
We also did Jaws, episode 5, which is adventure horror.
Yeah.
We'll do comedy horror. We'll even do suspense thriller. Anything that has a good scary story. To me, that really spells out horror. Maybe you guys disagree, but
it's okay. Yeah, it's like it's what our understanding of horror is.
yeah, like supernatural horror would be another genre.
Yeah. So like, where the objective is to actually have the audience feel some level of fear.
Yes.
And have some level of horror that's lasting.
Yeah.
It's the difference between something like what's one of the movies that we saw? So like something
Halloween.
So yeah, something like Halloween, whereas as compared to something like
Shining.
Well, yeah, The Shining,
Psycho.
or Psycho, or another one, Vertigo.
Yeah.
Like, I consider every freaking movie that Hitchcock made horror, but they don't all fall under the same
category of such. Yes.
Sometimes it is psychological, and other times somebody is chopping somebody up.
Yeah. The big thing too is that we are storytellers ourselves, and we're very big on stories. So a scary story to us even is horror as well. So this is why you'll be seeing a lot more of this going forward as well. We do all kinds of genres that sort of fall within a similar reign.
It just, as long as it falls under the umbrella of horror,
yes,
we will watch it, we will review it.
So we will be making things interesting, so to speak. That's for damn sure.
That's right.
So we're curious. Leave us your comments. Let us know what you guys think about Alien, because we'd love to hear your perspective on that as well on the film. Make sure that you guys leave comments below and suggest to us your favorite kind of horror films that you want to see us watch and review. And by watch, I do also mean react videos. And we will be sure to put those out and give you guys a shout out as well for that. And don't forget to be here for episode 11. We'll be reviewing Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead, the original, the classic. Super excited about that. What about Evil Dead for you? Have you watched that movie?
I haven't watched The Evil Dead.
You haven't watched The Evil Dead? Ooh, shit. This is going to be intense. Okay. Well, there you go. First time for that. That's fucking exciting.
Yeah.
So, everybody, we are Campfire Spookhouse, where we scare ourselves awake, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.